One thoughts are interpretations, not reality. Sometimes the hardest battles happen inside our own minds. You might find yourself replaying a moment again and again. Something someone said, something you did, or something that didn't go the way you hoped. The mind starts to create a story. I failed because I'm not capable. Or, they rejected me because I'm not enough. But the truth is, these are not facts. They're interpretations. The way your mind explains events, not the events themselves. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of things." It means that what hurts us most is not reality, but the meaning we attach to it. The same event can make one person stronger and another person hopeless. The difference lies in perception. So, the next time a painful thought arises, pause. Ask yourself, is this absolutely true? Or is this just the story I'm telling myself right now? That simple question creates space between you and your thoughts. In that space, you gain control. You don't have to accept every thought that enters your mind. Treat your thoughts like visitors knocking on your door. Some bring peace, others bring confusion. You can choose which ones to let in. This awareness is the first step to freedom. When you stop believing every thought is truth, you begin to see reality more clearly. You understand that your thoughts are not commands. They are possibilities. And in that clarity, your mind becomes quieter, calmer, and more aligned with what is real. 2. Acceptance. Weakens negativity. When negative thoughts appear, our natural reaction is to fight them. We try to push them away, distract ourselves, or pretend they don't exist. But the mind doesn't work that way. The more we resist a thought, the more strength we give it. The Stoics understood this deeply. Instead of resisting, they practiced acceptance, not as surrender, but as understanding. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most of our pain doesn't come from what's actually happening, but from how we think about it. A small mistake turns into endless worry. A moment of rejection becomes a lifelong story of not being good enough. But if you look closely, these feelings often grow because we refuse to face them. Acceptance means saying to yourself, "Yes, this thought is here." You don't need to agree with it, you don't need to fight it, just recognize it. Like a passing cloud in the sky, it appears, stays for a moment, and then moves on. The sky itself remains unchanged. This simple act of acknowledging a thought takes away its power. You realize that it's only a thought, not a fact, not a prediction, not a permanent truth. By allowing thoughts to exist without resistance, they begin to lose their intensity. Acceptance brings calm because it ends the struggle within. You stop spending your energy on fighting shadows and start using it to build clarity. The mind becomes lighter, and peace begins to return. Not because the world changed, but because you stopped fighting what already is. 3. Focus on what you can grow. Your mind is like a garden. What you choose to focus on determines what grows inside it. Negative thoughts are like weeds. If you give them all your attention, they multiply. But the Stoics didn't spend their energy trying to pull out every weed. Instead, they focused on planting better seeds. Thoughts of gratitude, discipline, and purpose. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This means that peace and clarity don't come from trying to eliminate every problem. They come from choosing what to nurture within yourself. When you feed your attention to what is good, you naturally weaken what is not. So, when your mind says, "I can't do this," don't argue with it endlessly. Take a small action. Even one step forward changes the direction of your focus. When a thought says, "I'm not enough," shift your attention to gratitude. Think about what you have, what you've learned, and what you can still create. Focus is energy. Whatever you focus on becomes stronger. If you spend your time thinking about what's missing, you'll feel lack. But if you focus on what's growing, you'll feel progress. This doesn't mean you ignore pain or challenges. It means you choose to respond wisely. You can't always control what thoughts appear, but you can decide which ones deserve your attention. Each day, plant thoughts that lead to patience, courage, and understanding. Over time, the weeds lose their hold, and your inner garden begins to reflect peace and strength. Your mind becomes not a battlefield, but a place of quiet growth, one that reminds you that progress starts not with control, but with focus. 4. Shape your environment. Wisely, your mind doesn't exist apart from the world around you. It's shaped every day by what you see, hear, and experience. The voices you listen to, the media you consume, and the people you spend time with all influence the way you think. If your surroundings are filled with constant noise and negativity, your mind will start to reflect that same chaos. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus advised his students, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." His message was simple. Protect your mind, even if others don't understand your choices. Sometimes that means stepping away from conversations that drain you, or reducing the time you spend on things that leave you restless or anxious. Creating a disciplined environment doesn't require isolation. It requires intention. Choose what you let in. Read or listen to ideas that help you grow. Surround yourself with people who bring balance and honesty into your life. Limit what distracts you from what truly matters. Your environment is like the soil where your thoughts grow. If the soil is filled with waste and clutter, even strong seeds will struggle to grow. But if you take care of it, keeping it simple, clean, and focused, your thoughts will become healthier and clearer. Silence and stillness are also part of a healthy environment. Spend time away from constant noise. Give your mind space to rest, to think, and to breathe. In that space, clarity returns. You don't need to control the entire world, just the space around you. When your environment supports peace, your mind naturally becomes calmer. And with that calmness, your thoughts begin to reflect stability, discipline, and quiet strength. 5. Remember life's shortness. Negative thoughts often take hold because we act as if time is unlimited. We replay the past, worry about the future, and spend energy on things that ultimately don't matter. The Stoics offered a simple way to see this clearly. Memento mori. Remember that life is temporary. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You could leave life right now." Let that determine what you do, say, and think. This is not meant to create fear, but to bring awareness. When you understand that each day is limited, you begin to prioritize what is meaningful and let go of what is not. Acknowledging life's shortness changes perspective. Small setbacks no longer feel overwhelming. Old mistakes lose their power to define you. You start focusing on what is within your control, your actions, your thoughts, and how you treat yourself and others. When negative thoughts arise, remember that time spent on them is time taken from living fully. You cannot change every event, but you can decide how to respond. Every moment becomes an opportunity to choose clarity over worry, action over hesitation, and understanding over judgment. Living with awareness of life's limits encourages presence. Each day becomes more intentional. Simple things, a conversation, a task, a quiet moment, gain significance because you are conscious of time's value. By keeping this perspective, negative thoughts lose much of their hold. They no longer dominate your attention or energy. Instead, you focus on what truly matters: meaningful action, calm reflection, and steady growth. Life is brief, and recognizing this allows the mind to remain clear, balanced, and purposeful.